everyone, I'm JC and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a recap of the two markets that I did. I did one 2 weeks ago and then one a couple days ago. I think they did really well, but this will be kind of a guide to show you what's trending this year and what's not. Some things that did really well last year didn't do as well this year and vice versa. So before I get into it, please like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Let's get started. Alright, so everything that I will be saying I will post a picture of over here, and I'll also put the creator of the pattern. But the first thing were snugglers. I made sheep and hippo. These both sold out last year, but this year I only sold one of each and I brought 3. I sold them for $35, which is what I did last year, but yeah, they just didn't do as well this year for some reason. But here's the picture. Okay, next I brought snowmen. Now I did not make new snowmen because last year they didn't do well. If you watched the video, they were blue and pink, and people thought they were like for babies, which they're really not. But so I didn't make new ones, but I brought the ones from last year. I had 2 blue ones and I had 4 pink ones. And I actually sold 3 pink and 2 blue. They just did really good. One lady actually bought like most of them, so I think that they did really, really good. I sold them for $30 each. Okay, another thing that didn't do well last year were my angels. I only sold 1, so I did not make new ones, but I had brought, I think 3 in total, and I sold 2 of the 3, so that was really cool. I also lowered the price. They were, I think, 30 or 35, and I lowered it to 25 just because they didn't sell that well, but people really seemed to like them this time. Okay, next I wish I had wrote these a little differently, but I brought 11 reindeer in total. I brought 6 red and 5 green. These did really, really good last year. I pretty much sold out of them. I sold 6 reindeer, but I'm not entirely sure which ones were red and which ones were green, but I do know that I sold more green than red, which was also last year. People really seemed to like the green. So I sold those for 15, and people really liked them. I just don't feel like they liked them as much as they did last year. Alright, now I brought some Grinches. These, I love this pattern. The only thing I hated about this, it was a free pattern on Instagram. You could buy it on Etsy as well. They look so much smaller in the picture, and I couldn't get them to be that size, so mine turned out still slightly bigger than what I wanted them to do, but I guess maybe people like that. But so I brought 11 of them, and I only sold 4, which probably makes sense. Last year I did better on them. I think I sold out of pretty much all of them, but this year just not that great, but I sold them for $10. Some people like them, some people don't. Not everybody really knew that they were Grinches. Some people just kind of thought they were like monsters or something, which kind of makes sense, so, but yeah. Alright, now we have my swings. These were my best sellers last year. I made chicks and ghosts last year. This year I decided to bring in mallards because I think the mallards actually may have turned into my favorite, but I just love the blue swing on them. So I brought 15 of those, and I only sold 6 mallards, which isn't terrible. This was my first time with them. And I sold all the swings, by the way, just for $10. None of them were more expensive than the others. Then I brought 9 ghosts on swings, and I sold 2 of those. Some people like ghosts, some people aren't really into it, especially if it's this was after Halloween, so makes sense. And then chicks on swings, I brought 20 of them because they completely sold out last year, and I sold 14 of them. They did not do as well as they did. So many people loved them last year. This year was I feel like more of them sold the second market than the first market, but I think they still did good. And again, I sold them all for $10 each. So these next few items are new for me, but they honestly did so well. So I brought these mini little octopi. I think that's how you pronounce them if there's multiple. And I brought blue, a white and dark blue, and then a navy color. And I kind of just scattered them around. I especially put some by Anchor, and I sold them for $10. I brought 9, and I sold 6 of them. People really seem to like them, especially because because people don't want to spend $100 on big Anchor. They saw the little ones, and they're like, oh, they're cute, so we'll get those. So I definitely am going to be making a lot more of those next year because people just really like it. A little tip is people seem to really like the unique animals, so things that aren't super common, so I definitely recommend that. Okay, and then the next thing people really liked were axolotls. It's the trending animal this year, and I think they're cute too. They have kind of strange faces, but I do see the cuteness. So I brought 5 pink, 5 purple, and 5 yellow, and just the can't remember what it was, the reindeer. I don't exactly remember what colors sold, but I sold 9 in total, 9 out of 15, which is not bad at all. I think people really like the yellow ones the best. If I remember, I think I only had 1 or 2 of those left. But people really like those, especially, again, stay with the unique animals. Next up we have caterpillars. This is one of my favorite patterns I have ever made. It is the cutest thing. All the little parts of the caterpillar like twist like a fidget. I love them. I brought 10 of them and I sold 6. A little tip when you're making these, I made each color like individually. So like for instance, like all the heads I made at once, all the next part I made at once, so that at the end all I did was have to sew them. It was like so much easier. I sold 6 of those and I sold them for $10 again. I just feel like 10 is like a easy number. And then I also brought a bunch of these like baby like turtles. They're like a no-sew project, which I love. I brought 24 in total, green, blue, and purple, and I sold 6 out of the 24. So some people liked them, some people didn't, but I won't be making like new ones next year probably. I'll just keep like the ones that I have. Okay, next up I have my gummy bears. If you guys watched the last video, you know these didn't do that well. I think I had like maybe like around 50 of them and I only sold like maybe 5 or 10. But so this year I didn't make any new ones. I brought 38 and I sold 5. I did sell out of purple, so I'll probably make new purple ones just because they look really good on like my keychain holder thing. People really seem to like purple and I sold those for 5. And then I brought 15 dinos in total, 6 green and 9 pink, and I sold 5 of those for $5 again. Alright, next up is the animals and overalls. I brought bunnies and frogs this time, and I also brought 2 bears that I had left over from last year. So I brought 3 bunnies and I sold all 3. I brought 3 frogs and I didn't sell any. And I'm kind of surprised because I feel like the frogs got a little more attention last year than the bunnies did, but people really like the bunnies. I sold no bears again. Just they're a little more on the common side, so it makes sense. And I sold all of those for $15 each. And then unfortunately we all know that Anchor did not get sold this craft show, but I did get a lot more people like interested, especially like they like were like bargaining, seeing if they could like drive down the price. So he got a little more attention than he did last year. So but I'm kind of glad I didn't sell them because now I don't have to make another one for next craft show. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this helpful if you're doing any craft shows in the future. Like anything can happen. What's popular one day won't be popular the next. And even in these like 2 weekends, like I felt like I did actually better in the second craft show just because of like the variety that people liked. But either way, I hope this was helpful. And that's all for today's video. See you in my next one. Bye.